Hello, pepper growing fans. It is update time of Lonnie's Grow Tent. Over here, we are going to start right off the bat with a pineapple ahi that's been growing in a crap key. I haven't cleaned off the top yet because, well, I just haven't yet. Look at that. That is growing only in nutrients in a 5-gallon bucket. There is no water movement. I do have to keep it topped off because this thing goes through nutrients pretty quickly. Not as fast as it used to since I stopped keeping the tent so hot. But I trimmed that back very hard because otherwise it was trying to take over. As you can see up here, it doesn't care. It's growing in spite of me. So it hasn't put out a lot of fruiting when I do this, so I need to do some more hand pollinating if I want these to keep putting out some of these lovelies that are growing. But I keep recommending if you ever want to try a crap key, this is the way to do it with a 5-gallon bucket. There's a net pot hidden down in there. I'm going to do something with a larger net pot in the crap key. I think it's really worth it to give it a shot. Down here is a pequeno, I believe is how you say it. I accidentally let this one dry out just a little too far, so some of these guys don't look as healthy as they used to. I might get some seeds out of it and start another one. My mom actually gave me some seeds to try. This was about the only one that came up. I don't know why it was so hard to get these started and going. She was expecting to be mild, but I have a surprise for her. These are not mild. They got a pretty good kick. Not sure she's going to want to eat these, but I'll send her some anyway and see what she likes. Down here on the bottom of this grow tent, you'll see all these 1-gallon pots that are going on. These are a Rain Science grow bag is what these are. I forget exactly the name of the material this stuff is, but they're a lot stiffer than your normal grow bags that are made out of like heavy landscape fabric. I really like these. They're a little more expensive, but they do have a lifetime warranty and they're easy to clean. No, I'm not sponsored. I just love the thing, so I keep telling everybody about them. Let's keep going down here. Everything you see down here is planted in a 1-gallon, 1-gallon grow bag. And everything is taking off. It's amazing how much bigger and faster these are growing with a space of a 1-gallon grow bag. The grow bag does the air pruning just like the landscape fabric does. I really like these things. I've got some larger ones too. Fish pepper. Do I love the flavor of them? No, not so much. But I'm growing them again this year to see if this year will be different. I do love the variegations. This is one I switched over to one of the 1-gallon grow bags a while ago. Look at all these lovely variegations. Over here, where's my camera? There it is. Over here the variegations are almost pure white, and the peppers will come out almost pure white as well. Some of them will get a little bit of green stripage on them, which is awesome and cool. Just love this. I think I'm going to try to cross as much as I can with this fish pepper and see what I come up with, just because I love variegation, and find out what happens with that. A few more 1-gallons in the back. I forget the names of all those plants. With all the trades I did this year, there are so many trades. One stray tomato. I thought it was going to be a pepper. I don't even know what it is. It wasn't marked, so that's kind of funny, but I'm letting that guy grow. If you swing over back here, you notice this guy in the back that's growing. That is a Brazilian starfish, and it is just taking off. Ever since I put it in that 1-gallon, it's been happy as can be. What's this one down here? This one's a Bulgarian carrot. This one's split into 3 and it keeps splitting. I think I will just let it go ahead and do its own thing. I'm fine with that. Doing a couple other different things this year. I tried topping a few things last year. Wasn't real thrilled with it. I'll show you on something else what I'm doing. Over here is the other crap key. I'll move one of my messes out of the way. This is the one that is the Scarlet Lantern. Look at the size of the canopy on that thing. It's so big I have to put a light underneath it so it'll get some light down to here. I let this one grow into the typical broom shape that you see on some things. I haven't had to trim it much. Trim this one branch off right here because I wanted more of the development to go in there. The twine you see on there is what's holding the branches up. When it was loaded with peppers, which I have since all picked off and made some hot sauce with, they were trying to bend all the way down and they didn't want to break, and it was pulling it out of here too. This one might need a few more nutrients. I think I'll trim that branch off back there, and I think I'll trim off the edge of this and bring the plant in a little ways but still keep its shape. I started that one in November, and not November, sorry. I started this one in July. Went directly into a smaller crack key, and I kept graduating it up into this 5-gallon. It was going through a lot of nutrients until I brought the temperature down to about 80 during the day and 70s at night. Over here is some more of all the 1-gallon transfers that haven't grown quite as large. Trinidad Scorpion, never grown that before, but the plant itself looks like it's pretty happy in there. There's a couple more over here that are growing. Red Galapagos, I have no idea what that is, but I'm going to find out this year. My favorite basil that's back there, I need to trim it back so it gets more branches. There's a pepper buried way back there. There's also another one here, and that's on the bottom. Sorry, but this is going to shake as I stand up. I'll show you a few other things. So here is the shelving that I have in here. You can see I've got more peppers growing in there. More peppers here that probably need to be transferred. And then there's some more peppers up here in 1-gallon pots. This here is an orange fish pepper that I got from the Hippie Seed Company, the seeds from it. It's supposed to be orange versus the more red that you get from the regular fish pepper. And I like how it's growing into the broom shape. And I haven't done anything to it. So I haven't trimmed anything on it. I've just kind of let it go other than keeping it well watered. But it's also getting a lot of the variegations that I love on plants. Only one I've got going this year. There's not very many plants that I've done more than one of. I just wanted to have one of every single thing I had. This one's growing up nice and straight, which is what I kind of want them to do this year. I don't want them to fork off and change. And I'll show you right here what I mean by that. This is another one of the Kang Star Lemon Starburst plants. That's one of the two that I'm growing. Here's the other one. Not sure which one's going to be the contest plant, but here's what I'm doing different this year. Sorry about the sniffles. See this leader? This one actually forked. I keep cutting off the forks and I keep retraining and trying to get a 1 leader to grow straight up. I don't want this to fork off. I want this to grow as tall as possible and let all these natural branches grow from the bottom, just like a tree normally would grow or like a fir tree would normally go. I'm doing that with most of the peppers that I'm growing this year. Looks like I need to trim off a few more peppers that are trying to start. I want these to grow tall and strong as far as the trunk goes. I don't want a short bushy plant. I've done that with a few of them last year. Wasn't real happy with some of the results. So for these that I think I can retrain, I'm doing that, and well, you guys are going to see the results. The other one over here, also a Kang Star Lemon Starburst. Look at the size of this leaf. I can't believe how big that thing is on this little plant. I've also retrained it. It's a little harder to see as the plant's a little denser as far as its growth. I think this might be the plant that I will be using for the contest peppers, but we'll see. One of those two is going to be that. But I'm going to also, I think I'm going to put in another shelf in here. See how these are growing in here, and I have got plenty of space on there versus just the floor space. I think I'm going to put another one of these in, but I'm only going to put one shelf here in the middle is all I'm going to have, so I can have plenty of growth. I can put about 8 to 10 plants on the bottom, which will be on this side, and then I can put 8 to 10 plants on the top, and then they will have, instead of just this short space to grow, they'll be able to grow from here all the way to the top, and I'll increase my square footage doing that. I'll do that here in a couple of weeks, so on the next update you'll see that. A couple more plants here to transplant. This one's nice and strong. It probably needs to be out of here because it probably has lots of roots growing, which are really easy to actually straighten out and transplant. They're not difficult at all. Pretty happy with that. Bleeding Borg 9, that plant was produced some of the worst burn I've had on a pepper yet. I don't know what's different about it, but instead that initial heat, the heat came much later like a ghost pepper does, and it just kept coming. That one was nuts, but I didn't get the bleeding on the calyx like it says it should, so I'm trying another one this year, see if it does, but for my own amusement I'm going to keep growing it. I got a few more in here I need to transplant into 1 gallon pots, but I need more room. You can see my floor space down here is getting rather small, and I've got quite a few lights in there covering up what I need to, but I think another rack will go over there and make everything, give me a little more space, and then give me room to put tomato starts in here, because I still got to do that this year as well. So, if you have any questions, any comments, feel free to ask me. I am more than happy to share what I know, and if I don't know, I'll just tell you, I really don't know. But I can recommend these bags wholeheartedly. They are more expensive. The fabric bags work also as well, but these are a lot stiffer, and they work great. They have the air pruning, just like you can see a couple roots trying to squirt out down there. They prune off all on their own, but variegation, gotta love it. So I hope you guys are sure enjoying the day, and hope you're enjoying your pepper growing this year. I sure am. There will be more updates to come, and eventually we'll be outside once it warms up. It was 30 degrees outside this morning. So, hope you guys have a wonderful day, and see you on the next update.